Hi everyone, welcome to Casual Watch Talk Sunday Social. We're also live on Instagram. I'm giving Instagram a go. So the panel here are really confused because there's like a vertical view of us and then a portrait view, but one is Instagram and one is on the YouTubes and on the Twitch for the one person that watches us on Twitch. So I still feel like I have to on Twitch. But anyway, should we kick it off with a wristwatch check? Mark, you're in the hot corner. What are you wearing?
Old favourite, the Christopher Ward C7 Apex.
Oh, very nice.
From 2018, one of 50, and with the most amazing, if it decides to focus, case back.
Yeah, so not the bell canter wasn't the first with the bits on the front, the components.
This was.
Yeah,
I've never seen
the
that.
Christopher Ward.
Wrong one. That shows again. Sorry. Oh yeah, there you go. Very nice.
Very cool.
Cool. Kieran,
It's a pain to hand wind. 120 hours of hand winding is not much fun.
Have they got two barrels?
Two barrels, yeah. It's their SH21.
Okay. Right.
Semi-skeletonized. But it's 120 winds to fully wind the damn thing.
Wow.
Awesome. Kieran, welcome back.
Thank you for having me again.
Yeah, no, welcome back. What you wearing?
I'm wearing. It's the RZE UTD 8000. It's the micro brand G-Shock, if you will.
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah. I never liked G-Shocks, and then I got this one, and I was like, oh, quite actually enjoy this sort of digital watch thing. So,
yeah, I love that. I love that one. I had Huey on the channel talking about it. Yeah, he's really cool. That they went. It was so sort of left field that they went digital, because I think it was I only remember Autodromo as a micro brand going digital. So for them to do that, and it's they
did it well as well. It's not quite a bespoke module. I think it's sort of off the shelf, reprogrammed, but it's like, you've not seen another module that looks like it. It's its own thing. Still pays a little bit of respect to G-Shock, but yeah, I love it.
Yeah, it's awesome. Cool. Todd, what are you wearing?
All right. So we've got two as usual. So we're going to talk about this company today. If I can get it up here. There we go. This is from last year, my TAG Heuer Otavia.
Beautiful.
Flyback, which is, I think, a really, really excellent execution. But today, we must acknowledge to my fellow Seiko vintage nerds, that is International Pogue Day. This is when the watch first went up in Skylab, and I have a 1971, my 1971 6139 6005 from September, which is the same month and year that the Colonel's was, that he wore up into space. And in celebration, as a Seiko, bona fide Seiko nut, I have my Pogue shadow box of some vintage auction postcards that he signed and other things like that I've managed to acquire over the years. And by the way, this is not all of it. I have more. That's how much of a nerd, Seiko nerd, that I am.
So what is the day? Is it Pogue's birthday, the date that you think he bought the watch, or
the day that went up with Skylab?
Oh, right. Wow.
This should have been the launch day, I believe, back in 1973, right? I'm trying to remember the exact date it went up now, but yeah. And he had been wearing this watch for a couple of years because, it felt comfortable with it, because the astronauts weren't issued the Omega Speedmasters until really almost time for them to suit up and start getting ready to go. So he had timed his engine burns in the simulators and all that using the Seiko. And so he felt very comfortable with it. So he kind of stole it aboard in his spacesuit, along with, we know now, a Movado, a Zenith Movado, I believe, was also aboard. I think it was a Zenith Movado at the time. So it's the El Primero Movado. chronograph,
Okay.
I believe. They now have found evidence for that too, pictures. So both watches actually went up, same Skylab. There you are, trivia for today.
Well, I'll round it off with the watch that I'm wearing. If I'm being truthful, I've actually been wearing an Apple Watch all day because I did a little 5K, annual 5K at when my wife works at Disney. So, but anyway, I am wearing my Extreme Christopher Ward Extreme with the black dial. It's a little bittersweet, this one, because I found this watch strap. It's a single pass leather that I've had it for ages and I kept it, but it's from Nicola at Man Cave Leather, who is like my favorite watchmaker. But fortunately, he's had to close Man Cave Leather down because of the because he's in Canada and the de minimis exemption ended. They can't because the people buying from him have to pay a tariff. It made the straps too expensive, and the Canadian Post as well are having real struggles getting working out what the duty will be. So it's really sad that he had to kind of close the whole business down, because it's what he did was amazing. His straps were amazing. Hopefully maybe one day it'll come back. But anyway, cool. Okay, let's kind of see who we've got in the chat. Kevin, thank you for joining us. Brassic Time, hello. Robert, hello. David, hello. Mark, hello. Chris, hello. Junior, thank you for joining us. Oh, Rich Chick's in the house. Hey, I was watching some of your live streams with Red the other day. Pretty cool. Awesome. Okay, and then we've got Bill and Rick B. Awesome. Okay, so let's dive in. So the premise of today, guys, as always, in the chat, keep your picks going, is are certain watch brands changing more to accommodate the enthusiasts, what they think people want, or are our tastes evolving, is the question. And are there certain brands in our years of collecting now that we've changed our mind on as well? So let us know in the chat if there's any brands that you've changed your mind on. But let's kick this off with, Kieran, do you want to start with your Raymond Weil?
Shall I go and grab it? No, it's Raymond Weil. Yeah. So, you've got it up. Perfect. There we go. So yeah, Raymond Weil. So I've actually been speaking to the Raymond Weil team. They've got their England HQ is in Manchester. They came to a Red Bar event, which was the first time I met them at a Red Bar. They had all the collection, and it was the first time meeting them, because they never got to watch shows or anything. But speaking to them, it was clear that they want to get involved. With not just like watch collectors, but like the actual watch community. And they want to understand watch collectors, what the watch community wants, because, it's good fun. It is good fun. And, you could tell they enjoyed it, because, they're texting me just casually, what you up to, what you're wearing. You can tell the watch people as well, which is nice. I'm not sure about the Swiss team. I'm not speaking about the British team that are doing it. But there's been a clear, for me anyway, evolution over the past few years. It's sort of started with the Millicene, which won the GPHG. And then they've just kicked on. They've done like the Freelancer, the mechanical calendar, which is like one of the best value mechanical calendars you're going to find, Swiss made. And then this one, which is sort of on the money right now in terms of, what the trend is, like a slightly unusual shaped dress watch, very classical. Sort of that Denison vibe, they've just won the GPHG as well, haven't they? So they're clear that someone's got their finger on the pulse of what people want at the minute, and they're clearly evolving their designs. They're not just throwing out stuff that you'd see in shopping malls, because I think that's what a lot of people used to associate them with.
Yeah, H. Samuels. They were always in H. Samuels, I remember.
Yeah, and airports and all that sort of stuff. And I feel like they've sort of shifted that a little bit, where you don't see them as much, but you're now starting to see them online through people that you actually respect their opinion of, And I think it's just hard work. It's just, they're trying. They're trying to go down a slightly different path.
Yeah, I can't believe I didn't. Being from Manchester, I feel ashamed that I didn't know that they were actually based in Manchester.
Well, neither did I until they came onto the Red Bar event.
Oh, that's really
cool. Only their English office or British office.
Yeah, British office, yeah.
Oh, cool. Is it like Manchester city centre, or are they?
Yeah, smack bang in the city centre near the Corn Exchange.
Oh wow. Oh, well, that's
Yeah.
cool.
So they
and-
invited me around to like a launch party for this. They had like a little bit of a launch day, and they invited people around just to get hands on, do some footage. So I went around, met all the Raymond Weil team, saw the whole collection. It's good stuff.
So okay, so you mentioned one that won the GPHD. Did you say it was this freelancer?
No, it was the Millesime.
Okay, so this one, and it was just this.
The
one of
regular,
these.
just the regular Millesime, yeah. So they've built on the collection since, but that one won the GPHD either last year or the year before.
Okay. Well. Okay. So. Oh. Okay. So pretty good pricing. So are they? What do you know? What movements they're using? Because they used to. I remember them being in H. Samuels. They were always quartz watches. I used to associate them with similar to rotary, sort of.
Yeah. So I don't. Yeah, I think you're right. They use Swiss movements now. Solita, sorry. They use Solita movements. Like their moon phase watch and their freelancer is a bespoke movement that Solita makes for them. So they have like an exclusive contract with Solita to make them a movement that they can only use. Like the Takata Heritage just features an SW210. They've engraved it or whatever, but yeah, those are completely custom. You can't find them in another watch, as far as I'm aware. That's what I was told. Same with the moon phase Millesime. So they're starting to. They're not in house, obviously, but they are bespoke for the brand, and you can only find them with Raymond Weil. Same with the skeleton piece as well.
I know. When I was in Switzerland on holiday, I was on a quest to find the freelancer complete calendar, and I never did actually manage to see one. It's a bit of a shame because I still want that's still on my I want list, but I want to see it before I decide to actually buy it, and they're very hard to see in the US.
So Bill Kay saying Raymond Weil is still family owned.
Yep, they're independent. They were founded in the early 70s, I think. So 50 years. They're doing. They've always been around, but I don't know that they have great global coverage.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Really interesting. I've honestly not given them a second look. So this is quite interesting that they've gone kind of moving the collection, like matured it over the last couple of years. It sounds like.
Yeah. It just feels like they've just redirected. I think they've gone, focus on a few. The freelancer, the Takata Heritage, which is a new one, the Millesime, and the skeleton. Just like this is a collection. This is where we think the most value is offered. Let's double down on it, make different versions of each model, and just make it as good as it can be, rather than just sort of throwing everything out, which I feel like they used to do. Just a little bit of everything, new watches here and there, different shapes. It's like a lot of brands do. Core collection. Let's make it as good as it can be.
Yeah. No, really good. Yeah, I kind of think I remember this one from them. No, that's a great one to kick it off. Has anybody, Todd, have you ever owned a Raymond Weil? Or is this the first time you're hearing it?
It's one of the few ones I don't think I've owned. Let's say one that's in a Swiss watch that's in a reasonable price range type of watch. I remember I looked seriously at one on a ship on a cruise one time. They had a 7750 base chronograph at the time that was really well done, and I was looking at that for a bit, but I've never owned one. No.
Yeah, no, I haven't. That's a great one to kick it off with, because that's certainly one I wouldn't look at. Yeah, we've got in more. Oh yeah, so Rick B saying great info on Raymond Weil. I like the family owned and independent. Oh, that is interesting. Yeah, awesome, cool. Okay, so next one up. In fact, I won't do this. Who wants to do this for like Frederick Constant? Because I think they've come a little bit more. More to the forefront, haven't they, recently? Like it seems like Citizens over the last couple of years has really, since they bought them, has really started driving the watches forward.
Yeah, I'm not an authority on them at all, but their World Timer, I believe it is really, really speaks to me. It's certainly something that I wouldn't mind having at all. I think they did a fantastic job with it. There it is. I think is that on the right? Yeah,
this one. Yeah, they've done a couple of different models of this. They even did I think Red Bar had a special edition of this that they made.
Okay, they may have, yeah. But the dial's fantastic. I love how they've, done the countries and time zones around the world on on the outer rehaut, I guess you'll call it. Just really a neat design, I think.
Yeah. Which one? There's a moon phase, but isn't? I don't think it's this moon phase. I bet you this is quartz. This one because of the price, but there's a moon phase that. Yeah, this I think they do a mechanical moon phase that when I was chatting to Nicholas at Fears, this is like the watch that he wants, and I feel like it's around 10 grand or something US that a moon phase. So yeah, high praise from Nicholas at Fears. But yeah, I actually do like that world time as well, because there's multiple different options. Has anybody else, Mark, have you ever owned one of these?
I've never owned one. I've looked when they've been at trade shows. Oh, sorry, at watch shows. They're kind of they're still kind of a schizophrenic brand. They don't know, if you look at what they cover, you've got anything from $1,000, and I think you had one that was $18,000 on that list.
Oh, was there one that was that expensive? I didn't know they went that high.
Yeah, I'm sure the one that.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Oh, there it is.
So I still don't know that they know which markets they want to be in. They haven't necessarily made anything that I would want to buy. I was intrigued when they had that full silicon escapement, but then they put it in a watch that Breguet would have thought was old. So I don't know that they've decided who they want to be yet and are covering all the bets, and I'm not sure it's entirely successful.
I completely forgot about that. It was was quite a revolutionary technology at the time, wasn't it?
And it seems to have disappeared because they said they would bring out more watches and they haven't.
Good point. I haven't seen anything on it that popped out. I wonder if they're having some mechanical issues with it. Perhaps I don't know.
Yeah, I wonder if there's like a high failure rate, because it was open heart, wasn't it? And it had the silicon, because it was super accurate, wasn't it? That it was, or it was like a continuous force.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't remember it now. Yeah, I can't see it here at all. You think it would have been pride of place?
Well,
as well.
They only made a few hundred or maybe 1,000 of them to start with.
Right.
David Remus, the escapement technology hasn't worked well.
Oh, okay. Thank you, David.
That's why they haven't deployed it widely. Oh, that is interesting. Yeah. Oh, that is interesting. My wife really liked. They have one that's, admittedly, it's a bit of a fromage of a tank, but this one, it was only so it's 4,495, which obviously is less than a tank, but it's quartz, but there's about a carat of diamonds on it. Yeah, 1.185 carats of diamonds, and they are like high quality ones as well.
The regular version of that's only about $1,000, so they're charging you a lot there.
Yeah, I think it's something. It's to do with they're like VS diamonds, or I don't know my diamonds, but apparently they're like quite high quality diamonds. They were telling us at Watch Time.
Wow. I would not want to be the jeweler that sets those diamonds. In that case, that would be a time-consuming process.
It's sort of. I'm sure people worry about scratching titanium watches. If I had a watch like that, I'd be worried about diamonds popping out,
or scratching everything else you own, like your car and stuff.
Possibly, yeah.
Yeah, don't wear that while you're typing on your desk, because you'll generate a rut.
Yeah, it's but yeah, the equivalent Cartier is not with the diamonds, but the Cartier without the diamonds. That's still 3.5. So this is only another $1,000 extra, plus you get an extra.
I think they were another brand that was at both Watch Time and Wind Up, and at Wind Up they didn't seem to get a lot of attention.
They didn't have great watches with them. Did you visit the stand?
Yeah.
I was really unimpressed with what they had out, because I like Frederic Constant. I think they got some good pieces. In my opinion, what they took, it wasn't the good stuff. It was like it was a mix. It was just everything, rather than like, okay, we're at a watch enthusiast show. let's bring the watch enthusiast piece. It just had like tiny quartz pieces, and it's like, what's going on here? Why? Surely somebody knows that you need to bring the good stuff.
Apparently not.
Yeah.
So were they at the back with like Bolivar and that? Because I don't think I saw them. They were in that sort of Bolivar corner
next to Islander. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So they were on that. They were on that last sort of drag there.
Yeah.
Oh, that is interesting. No, I must have totally. I did.
I kind of
walked past him several times then.
I kind of felt sorry for the girl that was behind the stand because no one was stopping by to look.
Yeah, I was listening to Scottish Watches today, and was there something? There was over 100 watch brands there, wasn't there? Showcasing, which
139, I think.
I can't get my head around that because it didn't look like that really when you went in there.
Oh, they were more spread out this year. So, but yeah, I mean, last year was 144, but this year was 139, I think.
Wow. Yeah. Wow. Awesome. Okay, so let's go. So let's just see if anybody in the chat's named anything. Awesome. Okay, so let's go on to. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this one. So I think this one is the Casio mechanical. I think they've changed for the enthusiast. Because there's no reason to do a mechanical, I don't think, for Casio, because the edifice is, it's an extremely popular line. They've got, they've probably made hundreds of different versions of it, collabs with car companies and everything like that. So I think for in their entire history, Casio has never done a mechanical watch before. So to do a mechanical watch like this, certainly they were probably, I guess, seeing Citizen's success, but I think that their execution at the price range. I reviewed one of these, and people are like, "Oh, NH35A." I'm like, "Well, yeah." I even said in my review that the case is of much higher quality than what you would expect a NH35A tool watch to come in. But I think Casio's changed towards the enthusiast. I don't know, Kieran, did you get one of these for review?
Yeah, I reviewed one. Mine had a couple of QC issues.
Oh, really?
People were mad at me. All I did is point out the QC issues that mine had, and people were mad at me on typical watch reviewer, Yeah.
I mean, the loom was crap on it, to be fair, and I had the black version, which unfortunately, like, the legibility wasn't great because the hands were polished. So in certain lights, the hands kind of got lost a little bit. Which version did you?
I got the green dial.
Okay.
The green carbon one. I was impressed with the overall quality. Was really good. Like you say, the finishing of the steel was pretty impressive. It was a little bit chunky because of the movement.
Well, good price though. Wow.
Yeah, great price. Yeah, but even at this price, you can, Citizen around this price with very, very similar spec, if not the same, really, with sapphire, middle class plate. You can get that from Citizen. Seiko not so much, which I think is where they've probably seen a little bit of a gap, and they've gone Seiko going up market. Let's
Seiko more and more up market. You're absolutely right.
Yeah. I've got Citizen on the list that I want to kind of cover next as well. But yeah, this was I think this was, they went out of the gate strong with this. They didn't sort of mess about doing a mechanical watch. I think the case and everything was a solid sort of first go out the gate with this. Which
I agree. I think it was the right style to come out with. First of all, we were on the decline of the sports watch trend, but because it's a Casio, it still feels like they can get away with it. And it's different enough from other sports watches to where I know a lot. I don't know how many they've sold, but I'm guessing they've sold a lot of them.
Yeah, I think they have, because there's this. I don't know whether the rumors are right, but apparently they just scooped up all of the stock of NH35As. So that's why you can't. Then not a lot of micro brands are now going to the Miyota, like Phoebus, and actually I like that. I'm glad that they've gone to Miyota movements like some of the ones that I review, like Phoebus and a few of the others, because I think I personally prefer the Miyota sort of 9000 series movements over the.
It wipes the flow of it. It's not even close. Yeah.
Yeah. That's a good one. So this is one that I think has moved more towards the enthusiast. So somebody's just mentioned it. So let's go to them. So somebody just mentioned it in the chat. This was Mark. So he says the one brand that's changed for the worse is TAG, because unlike most other brands, unlike most other people, I love the weird Krillim and cell
Kyrium.
lines.
Curium, yeah.
These days, they're just another brand. Do you know what? I have actually the opposite opinion of it. So let's.
I do
let's
too.
discuss
Yeah.
it. So
Like I
let's
said.
pull these bad boys up here. So, yeah, I think actually I would never have looked twice at TAG a few years ago. To be honest, I just didn't get it. I mean, maybe because when I was growing up, they were the watch. They were like the flashy watch of the 80s and 90s, weren't they? And they had that sort of
yeah. Same.
Wolf of
Growing
Wall
up, you had quartz tags that were overpriced and questionable quality, and so it took a long time for that to get out of my head.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think they've been absolutely knocking it out of the park with these Aquaterras and stuff. But Mark, you recently bought one, didn't you?
Yeah, they've. Whilst I think some of the watches are expensive for what they are, the Solars, for example, I think are particularly guilty of that. I think they've changed to become they're making more watches that fit into my idea. I wish I'd been in a position to buy the white Monaco. I've always looked at the Monaco and never quite bought one, but this year when they did the white special edition Monaco, I would have bought one, but didn't have the money at the time. But the Astronomer that they came out with this year with the funky moon phase on it, where it's a pointer, not an actual figure. That actually tempted me to put my own money in my pocket and buy one. So I think they've become perhaps more mainstream, but they're doing mainstream very, very well. And for some things, yeah, there's still a lot of watches in their lineup that would be, in inverted commas, not to my taste. But when they step outside, I think they step outside and appeal to the interested enthusiast very well, the Astronomer being a case in point, although only if it was the grey dial.
Yeah. I would definitely buy an Aqua Racer now. I just think that the design is totally dialed in. And then of course I went in to buy one of these as soon as it was released, because I'd had the Kith one, but it was just too small. Like I think the sizing for me is a bit weird between the chronographs, sometimes a bit weird, and the tags are a bit weird. But what's everybody else think? I know Todd, you recently bought one, but
well, that's like, I like the case. I was trying to, like, you're talking about the case. So this is the new Octavia from, I guess, last year. Technically, they still offer this model, I think. Trying to see if it'll come in, but I mean, it's a big boy. It's a big watch. Whoop, there we go. It's a big watch, but it wears well, and I have it on a man cave leather strap, because the one that they give you with this watch really isn't that great, frankly. And they also have the problem too, is they have the the special lug method, whatever it is. You've got to, if you buy, they kind of get you a little bit. If you want to change straps on it, you've either got to buy their strap, which fits specifically on their fixed lugs, or you do what I did and get a single pass NATO for Man Cave Leather, who made one up for me much cheaper than, I mean, the straps are ridiculously expensive.
So with the straps, are they like Garmin? Do they like clip on, or?
Yeah, they clip on. There's a clip thing. So these are almost, I think, let me see. Can you remove these? I have to look again real quick. I think you might be able to remove them. I can't remember now, but yeah, I wasn't going to go through all that. I was, but it's a clip, so it clips onto it. I mean, it's nice, but they made it in such a way that only they make the strap for it, and so they've kind of come up with a way of really gouging you, and they really don't have much selection either. It's not like they have 10 straps you can choose from, but beautiful movement though. By the way, beautiful movement on the back. I think they did really well. It's a little overpriced. I got it for a really, really, really good deal, new. And so that's why I pulled the trigger on it. But lovely watch. I think so, I'm an Omega person other than Seiko. I really like Omega. And if I had to choose a chronograph like my Speedmaster Moonwatch or this one, I mean, everyday one, it would be this one. The TAG would win. It's got the Lume is amazing. The low light capabilities are really good. It's a flyback, which is kind of cool. But anyhow, if I had to put them side by side, I might take this one.
Yeah.
I think the one they failed with was the new F1. They made it too small. They made it too small.
Yes. Way too. Why do you do that? Right? Why did they do
this one?
The tiny F1. What's the size? It's like
37.
38.
38.
But it wears super small. It wears small. I was trying to convince myself I was trying to talk myself into it.
I remember that now.
But I just couldn't. I was in the store and I'm just like, I can't do this. Is going to really annoy me. But
because I wanted to buy the green Silverstone one, but trying the standard issues on, they're just too damn small. Because they, as you say, Sam, they wear really small.
Because they're super thin as well, aren't they? They just don't have that. I mean, it's still bigger than what they were. 36, weren't they, or something, or 34 maybe? But because I had one of the Kith ones, and the Kith one, the problem with it was exactly fateful to the 90s one, so it was tiny. But
I think for this style of watch, they should have gone up to 40.
Yeah, I totally agree. I totally agree with you. Yeah, I would have walked out with one. I had the money. I was ready to go. Kieran, what's your view on old TAG Heuer?
I've got mixed feelings on them. I think for me they're just really hot and cold. Like it's just a mixed bag. I love the Monaco. I love the Skipper. I think that is amazing. But then like that, the Solar Diver that you guys were talking about, it's just I don't see any value in it whatsoever personally. Because don't they use off the shelf movements as well? I'm pretty sure they use like Sleater ETAs, and it's like for the prices, I find it hard to. I know the Carrera uses a Sleater on ETA.
Yeah, I think you're right.
And you look at the price of them, and I go,
Yeah, you got to get them at the right price. They are overpriced. But what's interesting, so if Sam, if you want to put the pictures up, I sent you from Dean Bump at Little Switzerland in the WhatsApp. Okay. Discussion. So Little Switzerland is one of the Caribbean jewelry / watch retailers, and I think they've got 16 stores or something like that around the Caribbean. And so my good friend Dean Bump is one of the guys that's been at the St. Thomas store forever, and Little Switzerland has kind of removed Omega. They're still an AD for Omega. And they have actually invest a lot in TAG boutiques. And so they just redid a whole TAG boutique on the St. Thomas store. And so they're pretty much highlighting TAG and Breitling are two of the ones that they highlight. And they also are big on JLC and on what's the other one? Cartier. But they have I think it's Cartier. They have several others. They had a little mini Patek Philippe area in their stores in the past, and that's kind of gone away.
Yeah, let me
quite a few brands, and Omega in particular, withdrew from the Caribbean completely because they couldn't stop discounts.
That may be why. Yep, there it is. Here's the picture of the store. I think it either is going to open anytime or it just opened.
Oh, that's cool. That Red Bull, the Red Bull.
Yeah,
they even in the stores in the US, they have a lot of the Formula One stuff now.
You got to go with it, right? That's your thing. Your TAG, absolutely. But he said that TAG sells very, very well. They're struggling a little bit because of the tariff situation, which is kind of causing things to kind of ebb and flow. But he says TAG is doing really, really well for their sales.
Yeah, I quite like the F1 actual chronograph. The titanium one wears really well. But again, I think it's sort of like six grand. Is it US? Sort of $5 or $6 grand. So I mean, maybe if it's funny because there's actually is a TAG outlet in Orlando. They do have some of the older models in there, which is interesting. But let me just see. I'm trying to find that F1 actually. But They did these ones. I quite like these ones, but I think they wear really well. I think there's one that's this is titanium as well. I'm not crazy on that color, but this one I quite like. But again,
I like that. I like that colorways.
5,000, and it wears well because it's it's got recessed lugs or whatever. Cool, awesome. Okay, so next up, I wanted to talk about. Well, actually, I think one that's kind of fallen from grace. We'll briefly cover it. Zodiac. So, and I mention this because this has been a roller coaster of emotions, hasn't it? I mean, when Mike Pearson was there, who's now Christopher Ward, he did great things with Zodiac, a lot of limited editions and things like that. But unfortunately, with the maybe demise of Fossil, I know Stephen, who was joined us on the live stream last week, he was driving around. He got a tip and he was driving around Ross stores. And I think, trying to think of what Ross would be equivalent in the UK. It's like a discount department store, or like maybe like a Debenhams when Debenhams was a thing. And he actually, they seem to be just liquidating Zodiac stock through these Ross stores. And he was getting them for like pennies on the dollar. So I think it's been a real. I reviewed one, and they kind of stuck with that main shape, didn't they? But they kind of iterated on it. But what's everyone else think? Does anyone else?
I thought they were a bit like Doxa, very much a one-trick pony, and if you didn't like that pony, you were done.
Yeah, I was amazed actually that I don't know if he wants me to say him, but a popular online retailer who we all like was saying that the failure rate on the STP movements was wild, like 4 in 10 or something.
I think it was somewhere between 25 and 50% failure rate on the STP movement. For that retailer.
Yeah. STP, is that Soprod?
No, Soprod is different. STP was owned by the Fossil Group.
Okay, right. Was it their own movements?
Yeah, essentially.
They bought the company, didn't they? It was one of those where they bought it and rebranded it, sort of like, I guess, like what Citizen does. But I think they were famous for was it the gooseneck regulation was on all of them or something? There was some hook with it, wasn't there? That they were saying it was better, like an affordable movement, but had these advanced features in it. Even though I think you can even get the Seagull movement with the gooseneck regulator on it. But so Bill K says some of the Zodiacs use Solitas, but most use STP. Okay. Yeah, do you know what? There was another movement I think they were using as well, but yeah, I think they went all. Maybe that was the demise of it. I mean, Kieran, have you ever seen one of these in person, a Zodiac?
So the only time I've got hands on with them is when Mike Pearson was representing them at Watch Pro in London, either last year or the year before. My first ever time seeing Zodiac, and Mike Pearson, he's good at his job. I was like, I like Zodiac. Yeah, he's a cool man, And then I went over and I was looking at the ceramic Super Seawolf. One there with the orange on. I was like, oh my God, this is well cool. And I found it on sale. And I was like, 700 quid, should I get it? Ceramic die. I didn't end up getting it, but I was pretty impressed with it because of the ceramic case. I like the designs. I don't really have anything negative to say about them necessarily. I think the price points are okay. I don't really know what's going on behind the scenes. You guys seem to know more about that than me.
Yeah, they even at the local Orlando watch company near me, which is kind of like a bit of a famous watch store. Even when I went in there, they had them at 20% off. So it seems like at these Ross stores, they were going for like I don't know, $200 or something for for these that were like over $1,000. Yeah, they were.
Oh my God, I'd buy them all.
You could always walk into a jeweler and get them for 25 or 30% off just by trying to buy one. You didn't even have to ask. I was like, oh, you're buying a Zodiac. Have a discount.
I actually, when I bought I went into a watch store to buy them when I bought my Black Bay 58, and they were offering discounts on every watch except the Black Bay. So he said, I can't give you a discount, but I'll give you this scented candle. So for ages, I had like a Tudor scented candle.
What did
dear.
it smell like? That's what I want to know.
It was
Disappointment. Overpriced disappointment.
It was, yeah, it started off a really nice fragrance, and then I just got bored of it, and same with the watch. So anyway, right. So I definitely want to talk about Omega, right? Because I know I won't go too harsh on this because I know there's some Omega fans, and I am an Omega fan, but I think that recently they've been like pulling away from the enthusiasts. I think the pricing has gone
Bonkers.
Yeah,
bonkers.
so I did a little. I thought I was going to go on Joma Shop, because a Joma Shop used to be able to. I'm choosing the Aquaterra here because I like the Aquaterra.
Mhm.
You used to be able to get these on Joma Shop for like $2,000 any day of the week. You could get a blue
Really?
dial Aquaterra, yeah, for $2,000. But I went on Wayback Machine. So this obviously we're now in 2025, but Wayback Machine from 2021, 4 years ago. Look, Aquaterra 5,700. Today, 7,100. Exactly the same watch. Like, I don't know what I don't get what they're trying to do with it. I don't get why they're just dialing it up for what purpose? Is it to compete with Rolex? Because I think anybody who's been known watches for, I mean, even 5,700 I thought was steep for an Aquaterra, but
yeah.
That's my my momentary rant. Actually, I'll go back to the real one now. But
Your regularly scheduled program.
yeah, and the Speedmaster as well. I think it's been now it's getting up
inflated.
near $9,000 for the base. Yeah. Anybody else have any?
The standard price for a luxury chronograph has gone from 5,000 or 6,000 to 8,000 to 10,000. So you see a lot of the brands that were the beginner luxury chronograph are in that 8,000 to 10,000 range. Everybody has moved their chronographs into that range. But Omega price rises have been difficult to cope with. And the 8 to 15% they put on this year hasn't helped. And, so if you look at the current grey side, the new grey side they launched, ceramic case, blah, 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 at 16,000+. That's
16? Isn't that high?
But it's extremely painful. It's a nice watch. I've seen it, but 16,000. Oh, God, no.
Well, when I was down in Florida, I visited Sam, and we went and looked at the local watch place there. Right,
there you go.
We tried on the Omega. It's like I still lust for the Aquaterra.
Try that one.
Aquaterra World Time, and they had one with the strap, and it actually fits my wrist. But oh my gosh, that's a $10,000 watch. For the baby blue, they had the baby blue one, which is gorgeous, and it fit me really well. But oh my gosh, $10,000, I think it was. It's like, no.
But the old grey side was 12. It was 11 or 12. So this is a big jump.
Yeah, 12 is still too high. Anyway.
Look at that. That's gone to that. This meteorite one, I think this is the best Omega I've ever handled in my life. I got to review it as well. But at 90, I reckon that was 11 when it came out.
I remember them at 14 or 15.
Yeah, let's see if it'll. I wonder if Wayback Machine will let us go way back to 2021 and see whether it'll load up the actual dark side of the moon. See whether. Oh, it's struggling. It's trying to quickly redact itself.
I think I bought my moon watch. I bought the last 1860
1861
61 the actual one with without the ceramic, or not ceramic, sorry, without the sapphire. It's the regular one.
Yeah, the
Heslite, thank you. Heslite one, 1861 with a Heslite, and on the bracelet, full everything, when they were switching over to the new 3861, and I got that discounted. I think I got it for $4,200 or something like that.
Yeah,
brand new out of the store. Because they're trying to move to the new model. But I'm looking at the price for an equivalent one, granted with the coaxial movement redesign, which is really nice, but I can't justify that price.
Yeah. James Bond, thank you for the very generous super chat. Very much appreciated. Thank you so much. The Aquaterra should be half the price of the equivalent Rolex, as it has been since Neolithic times. Yeah, that is true. I mean, but look at this. So that grey side, November 2021. So exactly 4 years ago, 14,100. Today's money, 19,300. Oof. So that's like a what, five grand increase? What, a grand a year?
Tariffs, or this is just the price?
I think they probably would add the tariff on, wouldn't they? Well,
no, that if it's Omega's website today, that's tariff adjusted.
Okay, so they have put the so like a brand like Christopher Ward has done their tariff rollback where they've included it in, but obviously a brand like Omega's probably hurting for cash, so they can't do anyone a favor with it.
I think CW, didn't they find a way to do production or something in the US, something to avoid some of the tariff? I think didn't they do something like that?
Yeah, I mean the US prices are, I think the US prices are, there's a tariff rollback, but I think the US prices are a little tiny bit more anyway. So maybe there's something done there. But yeah, maybe they're, but I actually asked them, they're not holding stock in the US at the moment, I don't think. I think they're all distributed from the UK. So,
but they're distributed through Christopher Ward Holdings in the US now, rather than, so that means, as we all know, they can pay the tariff on the internal price, not the retail price.
Right. Okay. Kieran, what's views on Omega? Do you like them?
Omega is my favorite brand when it comes to vintage watches.
Okay.
The modern stuff is like, I don't know, I feel slightly different about it. I like them all. I just like them all. I look at the price and I go, yeah, if I had it, I'd buy it. You know, if I had 20 grand spare, I'd probably buy it. I don't get me wrong. When you're pointing out it's gone up 5 grand in 5 years, I think it's criminal, obviously. Yeah. But you know, these are luxury watch brands. They do what they want, don't they? They got big pockets to fill. They've got a lot of shareholders.
But I mean, what's the breaking point though? I mean, maybe there isn't one.
I think they're kind of getting to it now. I think because, you know, there's a lot of brands filling the gaps in.
Well, the thing is, as an Omega fan too, you could just about live with the Seamaster at 5,000. Yeah, it's a lot of money. But now I'm having to think 2, 3, 4, 5 times and then not buy it because, you know, that new dark side or the new grey side that you showed, 16K, 16 and a half, over 17 with New Jersey sales tax. That's a huge amount of money.
Yeah. And you're a big time, you know, you're a big fan of Omega, aren't you? You've had quite a few.
I've got quite a few. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And now they're getting to the point where, well, I've kind of got a lot of them. Do I want any more? And, you know, I'm going to think very carefully about new ones because they're just so damn expensive now.
Yeah. James Blonde, thank you again for a very generous super chat. CW opened a US distribution company like Torvik Ravel.
They actually had a mostly moribund Christopher Ward in the US company since they had their showroom in New Hampshire many years ago. So that showroom only lasted a year or so, but they kept their US holdings. So they sort of revived their US holdings to do for the tariffs, especially now they've got all, 3 showrooms soon.
Oh yeah.
It makes a lot of sense.
And will it be 4 with the London one? Aren't they opening a London one as well? I saw them.
Well, they've got one in the Everton grounds. The Mayfair one, I think, opens Thanksgiving week. The New York City one goes to limited opening on the 24th of November, so the same time as the Mayfair.
Yeah. So Julie Caesar, straight from the resurrected from the grave to join the live stream. Thank you very much. Swatch Group should have made Longines the higher tier brand than Omega. What do we think on that?
Oh, fight me.
No, I disagree with that one. No.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Longines is another. Do you think Longines is another example of a brand that's moved towards the enthusiast?
Maybe. Have they?
I think Longines have just done a lot more marketing. I don't know that they've done any significant moves to the enthusiast.
Yeah,
I think Tissot have. Tissot are definitely doing that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think Hamilton do. I think they're still sort of doing their own thing. They're doing. Hamilton's probably my favorite Swatch Group brand, the modern Swatch Group brand. You know, because they've got such a clear identity and they just stick to it and they're just playing with it. And I think it's but yeah, I don't know.
Apparently, Time and Tide just did an interview with Longines. Eric's saying, yeah, it's yeah, I've never. I mean, they got Henry Cavill now, haven't they? Longines doing the ads. So yeah, and you see, I think they still Longines is, I suppose, TAG as well is still a sort of a bit of a department store brand as well, aren't they? Like I know the Bloomingdale's, they always have Longines and TAG, although they don't have like a lot. They don't have a lot of the newer models Bloomingdale's for some reason. They have like the previous, tags that have been out for a while. They're not like at the bleeding edge, I guess, because also the mall here it does have a TAG boutique as well, so maybe that's kind of where they're going with that one. So Joker says CW is treating the Belcanto like the moon swatch. I hope they stop making 1,000 iterations of a well-respected watch. Do you know what? I'm biased, obviously, because I'm a huge CW fan. And Kieran, you reviewed this, didn't you? The Lumiere. I think that was just like a bit of fun they were having with that. And they did, yeah.
Loved it. I think that they can't say the Belcanto's like the moon swatch. That's terrible. That's so bad. The moon swatch was bad to start with. It made a lot of money, but like no one respected it. The Belcanto was respected straight out the gate.
Yeah,
but I think there are now 12 or more versions of the Belcanto. You have the Belcanto, the Belcanto Classic, now the Lumiere. If you look at all the colorways and so on, there's quite a lot of Belcanto choice these days. And I also wonder, much as I liked the Lumiere, I do wonder if the Belcanto effect is wearing off a bit now. Yeah. It's no longer the shock and awe watch it was.
I've got another super chat from James Blonde. He's on a roll here. Kieran, I'll send you this money. Kieran, why are you so tall?
My father's tall, mate. Just genetics, unfortunately.
It's genetics.
How tall are you?
6'4".
So okay, you're taller than me.
Yeah,
it's nearly a foot taller than me.
So Bobby's saying Belcanto is the Black Bay of Christopher Ward. They will beat it to death. I don't believe that. Christopher Ward's got such a variety of all sorts of different stuff. Like Tudor, I mean, they milk the Black Bay for sure, but I don't feel like Christopher Ward. I mean, they've got 3 iterations of the Belcanto anyway. Now they've got the Lumiere, the Classic, and then the original, the OG Belcanto. They're keeping them all in the production run, so they're offering different. And there's not other watches called like the Belcanto, is there?
I don't think they can do anything else with it. I think the original was the modern one. The Classic was the vintage inspired one. The Lumiere's the futuristic one. I don't think. They might maybe do a couple more colors of the Lumiere, maybe play on the the Classic a little bit more. But I think that's pretty much it now. For I could be wrong, but I think they've sort of seen that as a trilogy, right? Modern, vintage, and futuristic.
Yeah, and that's exactly when I interviewed Will on Will Breckfield, one of the designers at Christopher Ward. Interviewed him on Wednesday, I think, and it went live. That's what he said, exactly that. What you said. Okay. He said they had the modern. They had the Classic, so they had like past, present, and future, essentially. So the Lumiere they were keeping as future. So yeah, bang on. Oh, James Blonde, like it's coming thick and fast here. Thank you again for the very generous super chat. Have you noticed the CW High Horology models aren't branded at all? Yeah, we definitely have noticed that. There's no
the Atelier.
And if you look at this was the first, I believe, the first non-branded CW. All it's got is the twin flags.
Yeah. Nice.
Hmm.
I think that's still. Has it got the twin flags on the dial?
Very, very small. You blink and they're sort of just by the date, just above my finger.
Yeah.
So you'll never see it.
Yeah, there's no twin flags, is there, on the Bel Canto, on the Loco, the Bel Canto Classic?
Only script on the back.
The new jump power don't have any either.
Yes. I mean, what did you think of that? I got briefly to have a play with it, and Mark, you did as well, didn't you? At Wind Up, but you did a pretty in-depth review on it, didn't you?
I did for 2 weeks. Yeah, I had actually both of them for 2 weeks, and it was just, I prefer the jump hour over the Bel Canto. I prefer the Bel Canto Classic. I think is just a masterpiece, and I think that the Lumiere is cool, but the jump power was just incredible. Just seeing the evolution of the design from the first 4 models and then to this new one, it was clear just how much they've learned about themselves and the direction they want to go in with the design. The biggest thing what people were saying was that the hand blocks the cutout for the jump power. Everybody was on that. I didn't even notice it because the chances of you catching the exact second when it actually jumps over is, what it's
it's like that. It's instantaneous. Exactly. It flips, and it's slightly. Is it it's the hand sapphire, or is it
sapphire? Yeah, it's a sapphire strip, and then it's got loom printed on top of it.
Yeah.
So it's one of them. I prefer the bigger hands because it's more fun, usable day to day. But then I do understand why people are saying it's obscuring the only party, the party trick of the watch. The whole point of it, you don't get to watch that magic jump over. So I kind of get it.
But the problem is I think if they'd done a small hand on it, I don't know what you think, Mark. They would have just basically, it would have been like a homage of the fears, wouldn't it? And they made that movement for the fears. So, and the fears.
Well, they made the movement. They've had the movement since about 2013, 2012, because it's a JJ Johannes Janker module. I actually think that the Fears Brunswick is so much nicer than the new jump power from CW.
I agree. The plum one is unbelievable.
Yeah.
But then the Christopher Ward is half the price. So, and it's using the same.
Closer to 2/3.
It was the Fears was on the bracelet 4.6, and I think the CW was 2.4 in pounds.
On the strap.
Talking about pounds. No, on the bracelet. I think what was it? 2.4 on the bracelet.
Yeah, we can.
It was almost half anyway. I did, it was like 1 point, 1.8 something.
Let me. Shall we just answer Racket Club?
Yes.
I think.
Would you all consider the CW? Was it this one? No.
Yep.
Would you all consider this the CW Sealander a good choice for an entry level? Yeah, absolutely.
Yes. Short answer, yes.
Yeah, I've got the Sealander GMT Dragonfly, and I've got this new Extreme. They're awesome. Yeah, I would. I'm gonna have to put the contains paid product promotion. They didn't send me this one. But so Thomas, thank you for gifting. Thank you for being a member for 23 months. Flying to Dubai tomorrow for Dubai Watch Week. Super excited.
Have fun, Thomas. DWW is great.
Yeah, you're not going this year, Mark.
No. Next one, 27. Just don't do what my wife did and catch COVID and show symptoms on the plane back.
Ooh.
Poor girl. But yeah, even she, who wasn't a watch person at the time, enjoyed Dubai Watch Week. So you'll have a great time, Thomas.
Yeah, awesome. So we're coming to the end. I did have 2 more I was going to talk about. Jack Mason, I think they've definitely gone more to enthusiast brand, and I'll be reviewing one this week. And then also friends over at Veya. I think they're, of all of the brands, they're the most receptive to feedback because they actually do send a survey every year, and they actually show pictures of prototype ones, and they'll be like, do you like this one? Do you like that one? A bit like an optician's, I suppose. This one or this one, and then they iterate on that design. So I think I can't think of another brand other than Undone watches, which they would customize a watch. But I can't think of another brand that's so open to that's a double-edged sword, obviously, but it's so open to actually having the community that they've built decide what the next models were. And in fact, the community largely decided on this one that they've just released. So this like military, homage to the CIA watches. Awesome, cool. So, Kieran, what have you got coming up next? What's in the review pipeline?
I don't know. You put me on the spot. I've got a Vulcane skin diver chronograph I'm going to be doing. I've got 2 new Bowcrofts. They've just released a new version of the Element. They're not announced it yet. It's coming soon. Don't worry. I've not. So that's this week, and yeah, just loads of stuff constantly, mate, all the time.
Yeah. Nice.
Mark, what's on your writing desk?
Not necessarily my writing desk. I do have an appointment at the Christopher Ward NYC showroom as part of their partial opening. So I'm taking the week of Thanksgiving off. So one of those days I shall pop into New York and see the mostly finished showroom and maybe buy a reef. Haven't decided yet.
Yeah, we're going to Miami that week. So I haven't been. So I went once, but I'm dying to see all these like over the top watch shops. In fact, Peter at Jack Mason said some of them are too over the top. So I'm gonna try that. But I mean, Todd, you're just updating on your Instagram chronologing vintage Seikos.
Yes, chronicling my curation of vintage Seiko chronographs primarily. Yes.
Cool. And then I will finish it off. I'm going to be doing the extreme review. I've got Jack Mason, the titanium strato timer, and then I'm also doing that the watch, the horror movie watch as well, Kill Count watch, which spoiler alert, I mostly liked except for the bracelet. But anyway,
I think it's cool.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for being active in the comments, everyone. Thank you for the super chats, James Blonde, Kieran, Mark, Todd. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next time on Casual Watch Talk Social. Bye, everyone.